Alright, so our video for today, Tuesday, this is for Tuesday, March 31st. We're working on the fourth degree equations. So first up, I got x to the fourth minus 10x squared plus 24 equals 0. Alright, so this one is ones we're going to factor just like we did back in chapter 5. So factors of 24, we need a sum of 10. So you got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. Alright, so they got to add up to 10 here. So we're going with 4 and 6. Alright, and we need a negative 10, so we got to write it as, it's going to be x squared minus 4, and then x squared minus 6 equals 0. Alright, so next up then, we can factor this one, x squared minus 4. We can factor into x minus 2 times x plus 2. We still have the x squared minus 6, don't forget about that, equals 0. Alright, so we can't factor this. 6 is not a perfect square. 2 and 3, you'd end up with like a 1 in the middle there. If you use 6 and 1, you're going to end up with a 5 or a negative 5. So we can set all these equal to 0 now. Alright, and just because we couldn't factor it, x squared minus 6 is still good here. So these first two are easy. Get x equals 2. This one we subtract 2. X equals negative 2. Alright, this one I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I'm going to get x squared equals 6. Take the square root of both sides. So x equals positive and negative square root of 6. You're just going to leave that. We can't simplify it. If it was a square root of 8, we could break it into 4 and 2. If it was a square root of 12, we could do 4 and 3, stuff like that. So final answer, I'm just going to write this nice and neat here. X equals positive and negative 2. And x equals positive and negative square root of 6. All right. So again, this is a fourth degree function. In this one, we have 4 real solutions. If you would go graph our original, if you go graph that in Desmos, you're going to see 4 x-intercepts. All right. So next up, this one's going to turn out a little bit different here. Same idea. Factors of 48. And since it's negative 48, they need to have a difference. So we'll subtract them. Difference of 2. So you got 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, 6 and 8. So there's our difference of 2. We want positive 8, so we get the positive 2x squared there. So we're going to go x squared plus 8, and then x squared minus 6 equals 0. Sorry that was the same as last time, but anyway, can't factor either of these. Okay, so just set them equal to 0. X squared plus 8 equals 0. And x squared minus 6 equals 0. Subtract 8 from both sides, so x squared equals negative 8. That's a problem. Okay, x squared cannot equal negative. So x equals positive and negative square root of negative 8. Simplify this. Positive and negative I. We'll break it into root 4 and root 2. So x equals positive and negative 2i root 2. Over here, we just did this before. So x squared equals 6. So x equals positive and negative root 6. So again, it was a fourth degree function, so you should have 4 total solutions. This one, 2 imaginary, 2 real, for a total of 4 solutions there. That's all we can really do. All right, if you'd go graph this, square root of 6 is going to be like 2.2 or something like that. You just see 2 x-intercepts at negative 2.2 and the other one at positive 2.2. All right, last up then, we have x to the fourth minus 4x squared minus 45. So again, factors of 45. Difference of 4. So you got 1 and 45, you have 3 and 15, you have 5 and 9. So we're going to want to use those. we're going to go x squared minus 9, and then x squared plus 5 equals 0. You can factor this into two binomials, x minus 3, x plus 3. Again, difference of squares there. X squared plus 5 is done. You can't do anything with that. So next up, set all these equal to 0. So you get x equals 3, x equals negative 3. So we get x squared equals negative 5. That's bad news. X squared can't equal negative, so positive and negative. Square root of negative 5. So x equals positive and negative I root 5. So 2 real, 2 imaginary to make up our 4 total solutions. All right. I'm going to do a screencastify because I have some questions where I'm going to ask you just how many real solutions does an equation have. So graph them in Desmos. Just take a look at the graph there. And go from there. You don't have to solve it or anything. You'll be able to see right from the graph. If there's 2 x-intercepts, you got 2 real solutions. If there's no x-intercepts, there's no real solutions. Stuff like that. Okay. All right, so have a good day. As always, if you got any questions, email me. I'm still trying to put together what, kind of go with a consensus of what's the best time to do a live session for those of you that want it. All right, and have a good day.